Spencer Howard was a man who seemed to have it all. Born into one of Fairview's oldest families, he had inherited not just wealth, but also a legacy of civic responsibility. After graduating with honors from Dartmouth, Spencer took the reins of the family business, steering it with the precision and confidence expected of someone of his pedigree. He cut an impressive figure in his tailored suits, always impeccably groomed, always present at the town's charity galas, hospital board meetings, and social functions. To the outside world, Spencer Howard was the epitome of success, respectability, and decorum, a man who had earned the admiration of his community. Yet behind the polished image, a different Spencer emerged. His assistant, Bethany, noticed his growing distraction over the past year. His golf buddies at the country club spoke of last-minute cancellations and vague excuses. Even his wife, Laura, confided in her sister that something had shifted between them, a distance she couldn't quite name. Reed Foster, Laura's son from her first marriage, was just beginning to carve out his own path in life. Initially a sullen teenager when he moved to Fairview with his mother, he had slowly blossomed into a promising young man. Reed was popular among his peers, dedicated to his studies in environmental science at the local community college, and deeply committed to a project aimed at restoring Fairview's polluted river. At first glance, the Howard household seemed ordinary, a family adjusting, growing, and navigating life together. On weekends, neighbors saw them at the farmer's market, Reed animatedly explaining sustainable farming techniques to his stepfather, who seemed genuinely engaged. But beneath these serene snapshots, currents of tension and desire were quietly swelling, waiting for a spark. Detective Sawyer arrived at the Howard estate on a misty morning, tasked with untangling the mystery that had shattered the family. Her first priority was securing the crime scene. Officers set up wide perimeters, keeping onlookers and the quickly assembling news vans at bay. Sawyer's sharp eyes scanned the exterior. No signs of forced entry, no footprints or struggle. Everything outside suggested that whatever had happened had been contained within the walls of the house. Inside, the study was a scene of quiet horror, dark with paneling, shelves lined with leather-bound books, an antique desk now framed a tableau of violence. Spencer lay sprawled across the desk, a shattered crystal tumbler beside him. Reed's body was crumpled near the fireplace, his arm outstretched, as if reaching for something or someone. Both men were clad only in robes, a detail that made Sawyer pause. Something intimate, something private, had occurred here. Every corner of the house seemed to hold a clue. Breakfast dishes sat in the sink, 2 empty wine glasses rested on the coffee table, and rumpled sheets filled the master bedroom. Each seemingly mundane item could be crucial. Sawyer knew that solving this case would require delving not just into evidence, but into the tangled lives of Spencer, Reed, and Laura Howard. 7 years earlier, Laura had swept into Fairview like a breath of fresh air. A vivacious, philanthropic woman, she had captured the heart of the town's most eligible bachelor. Their whirlwind romance culminated in a lavish wedding at the Howard estate, attended by the entire town. For a time, Spencer embraced his role as stepfather to Reed, attending his games, taking him fishing, hiring tutors. But as Reed matured, tensions began to emerge. Friends recalled odd scenes, Reed and Spencer in intense conversation in the study, jumping apart when interrupted. Household staff overheard hushed arguments that included Reed's name, and Reed increasingly spent time in the study rather than socializing with friends. Detective Sawyer began piecing together a timeline of secrecy. The family's tech specialist, Officer Ravi Patel, uncovered digital breadcrumbs hidden in encrypted files. Photos of Reed, text messages dating back 2 years filled with veiled references to secret meetings, and even voice recordings where Spencer's usually confident voice became soft and vulnerable, professing love and torment over a forbidden relationship. The picture became chillingly clear. Spencer and Reed had been conducting an affair in secret, meticulously maintaining appearances while nurturing a dangerous passion behind closed doors. They communicated through encrypted apps, created excuses to stay home, and soundproofed the study to shield their rendezvous from the outside world. Every seemingly benign act, a mentorship, exclusive events, shared jokes, was part of the cover, hiding the intensity of their bond. But secrecy has a weight, and it began to fracture. Laura's suspicions grew. though she initially maintained her role as a grieving mother and devoted wife. Subtle inconsistencies began to emerge in her alibi for the night of the murders. She claimed to be at a charity gala in Burlington, an hour away from Fairview, yet cell tower data, security footage, and forensic evidence told a different story. On the night in question, Laura's movements were traced with precision. Cameras recorded her leaving the house at 7:30 p.m., while neighbors saw Reed's car return around 8:15 p.m. Music began playing in the study. Muffled voices and laughter echoed, and Spencer's phone searched for cocktail recipes, all mundane traces now fraught with meaning. Then, the house fell silent. Forensic analysis revealed the brutal truth. Both Spencer and Reed had died from multiple stab wounds in different parts of the study, suggesting struggle and resistance. The murder weapon, a letter opener, was found wiped clean and discarded. Yet DNA under Reed's fingernails hinted at a desperate confrontation. Crucial digital evidence emerged. A gas station camera captured Laura's red sports car pulling in at 10:15 p.m. She had swapped her gala gown for casual clothes, her distress palpable. Traces of blood were discovered in her car, matching both victims. A recorded route on her navigation system showed she had returned to Fairview much earlier than she had claimed. Faced with this overwhelming evidence, Laura confessed. She had returned home to retrieve her forgotten phone, only to witness Spencer and Reed together. Shock, disbelief, and rage consumed her. Her confrontation escalated, and in a moment of blind fury, she attacked them with a letter opener. The trial gripped Fairview. Forensic experts, witnesses, and detectives detailed the case with clinical precision. Laura's friend Cordelia admitted a line about her alibi, and Laura herself testified, tearfully recounting the moment she saw the two people she loved most in the world together. After 3 days of deliberation, the jury returned. Laura Howard was found guilty of first-degree murder for both Spencer Howard and Reed Foster and sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. The tragedy of the Howard family sent shockwaves through Fairview. A pillar of society, a devoted stepfather, a promising young man, and a mother's love had all been torn apart by desire, secrecy, and betrayal. The reverberations of that night would haunt the town for years to come. If this harrowing story left you on edge, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Our next video will explore another shocking tale of love, betrayal, and calculated crime that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew.